What did you watch whilst growing up? You're like, what relevance does that have to anything? Guess what relevance you think it has. Guess. I'll give you 5 seconds to guess. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, you're right. It does have so much relevance. Actually, wait. You saw the title of this video. You cheated. You know what? I'll let you have it. I'll let you get away with it. Why not? In the spirit of giving. Yes, that's right, guys. In this video, we're going to be talking about how sense of style can impact fashion. Yay, your sense of fashion. I was thinking of making a different kind of video to this video, but I'm not gonna tell you because I could still make that video, so. Yeah, that'd be a surprise. But like, I asked in the beginning, what TV shows did you watch? I know that I watched Friends, True Jackson VP, Victorious, Zoe 101, iCarly, Desperate Housewives, Gilmore Girls. While I was very young, I actually don't remember a lot from that show, but watched it. Wife Swap. That's not relevant, is it? No. Don't watch it for fashion, I'll tell you that much. Actually, Glee, Everybody Hates Chris, Even Stevens, Hannah Montana, Lizzie McGuire, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, How I Met Your Mother, Wizards of Waverly Place, My Wife and Kid, H2O, Just Add Water, One Tree Hill, Smallville, oh my goodness. If you've watched Smallville, you know what I'm talking. Charmed, and the UK show Some Girls. So the relevance of this is, I think that watching these shows actually really did impact my sense of fashion. Now, from my own self-observation, I would say I have 2 core styles, and that is 90s minimalism and Y2K. Oh my gosh, that's a surprise. It's not like most of the shows that I listed are like 90s and early 2000s. Yes, they are, so yeah. It's not really a surprise there, is it? I'm gonna pick only 5 shows out of these. I think the ones that I remember the most and assume that they actually impacted me the most. The first show that I watched the most and probably impacted me the most is Friends. So Friends is peak 90s fashion. I would say like the most influential person on the show is Rachel and her 90s preppy rich girl aesthetic. However, I wouldn't even say that Rachel influenced my personal style. I would say it was actually Monica. I would say that a lot of my outfits that I choose resemble her more than Rachel. I don't like the whole preppy look. Oh, really? I didn't know why I couldn't tell you, but I don't really like. Rachel Green was known for her overall preppy and 90s minimalism style. She liked to wear plaid skirts, knee socks, baby tees, slip dresses, tailored trousers, and white tank tops. Monica, who I would say influenced me more, had a 90s minimalist aesthetic, more true, I would say, more truly. She liked to wear structured jeans, fitted tops, and cute dresses. Phoebe had a bit more of an eclectic sense of style. She liked to wear flowing skirts, velvet, fringe, layered. She loved earth tones, yellows. She was a walking kind of like peace sign. She embodied vintage clothing, optimism, peace. Joey and Chandler, they had the more boyish sense of style, if that makes sense. Joey would wear boxy shirts, leather jackets. Chandler liked oversized sweaters, and they both liked relaxed denim. Chandler liked to wear graphic tees more and sweater vests. Ross liked tweed, leather, denim as well. He loved his sweaters. I actually really loved Ross's sense of style. You can see a lot of chunky shoes, slip dresses, cardigans, and denim featured on the show. I would say while there's a lot of denim present, I don't connect with denim for style, so I do think that I actually connected with like the fact that people like they would like to wear baggy clothes. I personally like baggy clothes. I think for that reason, like I like for things to sit a little bit baggier on me. I remember my mom would get so annoyed at me. She'd be like, why are you wearing such baggy clothes? You're a girl. And I'd be like, girl, you don't need to tell me that. Like, it's okay. Okay, this is my sense of style. They had minimal makeup, brushed brows, glossy lips. I think from watching Friends, I picked up the affinity for the 90s minimalism aesthetic. I also picked up the love for colorful and contrasting colors and simple hairstyles, which were very present on the show. Like, I like a hairstyle that's more like don't do too much with it, you know what I'm saying? Don't do too much with it. Or like makeup that's like a bit more like tone, like this, like the way my hair and makeup is styled. I think it's something that like, it's like a little bit, you know, it's like, you know what I mean? The next show that I can list is True Jackson VP. True Jackson VP, I think it went on for only 2 seasons or something like that. It had a very short run, but it was very impactful for me. Like, it was very influential. I'm really glad that they had the show because I really identified with the main character on the show. I think she influenced like actually quite a lot about me, like quite a lot. The whole vibe of the show was very late 2000s teen Nickelodeon. It was very colorful, bold, over the top, but it, like in a good way, in a fun way, like in a crazy way. Crazy. The show is set at like a fashion company, so the outfits are meant to be like trendy. Like, you'll see a lot of like pencil skirts on the show, like bright colors, like that coincide with the fashion that was taking place like at the time. Like, it was very contemporary. The fashion was not quite realistic. Like, people weren't actually like doing what they were doing, like wearing the styles that they were wearing, and even some of the antics that they got up to was not realistic in this company. But you know, it was still supposed to lean into like fashion, like fun, crazy. The overall vibe of the show was bright colors, layered pieces, statement accessories, like big chunky, you see big necklaces. They love those necklaces in the late 2000s. It was like a mix of mall fashion, 2000s, late 2000s, like Disney Channel fashion, and kid-friendly runway. Like, if you imagine like a runway, some of the pieces that they had on the show, you could imagine like some of those pieces being on a runway in the late 2000s, definitely. I think with this show, I learned how to adopt and infuse color into my wardrobe more than anything, to experiment. I think that's why I can't say that I am very like true minimalism, 90s minimalism, or even like 2020s minimalism. No, because I do like patterns, I like colors. As you can see, I have this cheetah print top, but not even just cheetah print. Growing up, I liked to wear patterns, so I think it really influenced me in that way. Like, I would assume, like, if you're someone who grew up watching True Jackson VP, Victorious, That's So Raven, shows like that where the colors that the characters would wear are bright, you're probably someone who experiments with brighter colors. You don't like to blend in. You like to throw a little bit of color there somewhere, somehow. The next show we have is Victorious. Oh, I'm singing True Jackson. What's Victorious's theme song? Do they have a theme song? The fashion on Victorious is also peak 2010s fashion. The colors were very energetic, so bold colors, edgy details though, from Jade, Andre, and from Jade's boyfriend. What's his name again? I don't know. But they like to wear edgier pieces. Also Tori. Everyone was a bit edgier. They were styled like they were in a music video, basically. Most, like, all of them were styled like they were in a, except for Robbie. Lily Robbie alone. Tori specifically had a very trendy, wearable style. Like, she wasn't dressed in an unrealistic way. Like, she's a teenager. She was supposed to be freaking, what, 16, going to high school. Very normal. She wore a lot of fitted jackets, skinny jeans, boots, flowy tops, layered necklaces. She was very trendy, very fashionable. Jade was the more edgier style. character on the show. She liked to wear her black skinny jeans, leather, combat boots, dark makeup. Her outfits leaned more towards like goth, edgy, silk studs. I think the most distinct style on the show. I can imagine her style most prominently. Overall, the fashion is very 2010s, like skinny jeans, statement jewelry, bold patterns, heavy layering. I think that influenced my style to be able to be more experimental and edgy. The desire to have a more relaxed fit, which was present on the show, gives you the sense, yeah, you want to be like the cool kids as well. That's the whole school inside the universe of Victorious treats the whole gang as like they're the cool kids. So yeah, it kind of makes you feel like, oh, you want to dress in a way that's kind of cool and relaxed. You grow up thinking that because when you watch, you know, it's the main characters who are rewarded for what they do. That's how they dress, that's how they're styled. It's very interesting. The next show we have up is Zoe 101. I loved Zoe 101. I was very annoyed when it was cancelled. I actually remember when I found out why it was cancelled, I remember just being in my room and be like, but yeah, I loved the show. I adored the show. It's such a good show. And I do think it influenced me. The overall vibe of the show is like mid-2000s Californian vibe. It's like colorful, beachy, a little bit sporty. Once everyone's done, they're about to go to the beach kind of vibe. It's relaxed, youthful, and colorful. If you think of all the mall brands from 2005 and pick out the ones that would be worn to school or everyday life, that's what the characters on the show were wearing. You saw a lot of low-rise jeans, boot cut and flared denim, layered tops, layering their shirts or their camis. They'd be wearing like flip-flops or sneakers. I think the overall show gave me the desire to like play with color. I wear it's in service to color and to have a more relaxed look. It also gave, I think, me and every other kid who was watching the show the desire to move to California or to stay by the beach. It was so aesthetic. If you get what I mean and watch the show and was like, oh my gosh, I would love to move to the beach, let me know in the comments, because that's how I felt. That's how I felt. Living in Ireland where you look out the window and it's raining, you're like, damn. And look at them, they're in the sun. They're there laughing, haha, joking, playing around, group of friends in the sun. The last show that I'm gonna talk about, because I think it's like one of the shows that I think influenced my style the most. The next show, the last show I'm gonna talk about in this video, is Desperate Housewives. The fashion on Desperate Housewives is polished suburban glamour. It's very mid-2000s. Everyone looks very put together. That's very important, guys. Everyone needs to look put together. The overall aesthetic of the show is the women mostly wore fitted clothes. So fitted silhouettes, structured pieces, feminine details. I need to hurry up because the battery is low. It was very upscale, suburban chic. Everyone looks very glamorous on the show. I think the show contributed to my affinity towards minimalist fashion. A lot of the women on the show were in these classic dresses, very simple, very sleek dresses, but glamour hair, glamorous makeup. The details were just magnifique, along with their fitted dresses. You could tell didn't cost anything less than like freaking $200, probably going up much higher than that. I think it gave me the desire to have the minimalist aesthetic of, oh, I want everything to look coordinated, I want to look put together. The purpose of me making this video is to show that probably your childhood shows have influenced the way you perceive fashion and how you even perceive yourself and the values that you have in yourself and the clothes that you wear. So for me, I watched a lot of 2000 shows, early 2000s, mid 2000s that valued a lot of color. These kids shows value a lot of color. And growing up, my affinity would be towards color. When I have bright colors in my wardrobe, bright pinks, bright yellows, striped clothes. I like that because grew up watching that, grew up watching this relaxed aesthetic,